Welcome to this week's edition of Pit Stop. I'm Jaco van der Merwe, the Citizens Head of Motoring, and I'm joined by Mark Jones, Road Test Editor. As promised, we have got the results in, or actually last weekend already, if you have maybe read the story, about the highly anticipated Ford Ranger Raptor test down at sea level. If you haven't seen the results yet, after getting a best time of 6.90 seconds up here in Johannesburg during testing, we were anticipating whether this bucky can get close to 6 or even dip off under 6, and we were completely blown away by it, as Mark said in his story last week. Got a best of 5.84 seconds. Mark, a bit of a surprise there. We knew it could do it, but getting it done was still a bit of a surprise and quite a good one.
I think you're a bit more optimistic than me, saying we knew it could do it. I was actually very, very nervous in terms of trying to achieve what we were, and that is 90% of vehicles around the world in terms of publications and proper publications that use decent equipment are tested at sea level. And we're unique that we test up here. And of course, all manufacturers test at sea level. And our numbers are always a bit different. So when it comes to getting a 6.90 up here and people go, well, 6 is kind of our claim, and you go on the internet and you're seeing numbers of 5, 7, 9 and things like that, you begin to doubt, are these guys doing something different to us? I know I've been doing it a long time, but who's doing it different? So the whole idea was go down and do it. And yeah, that my very first run off the bat was a 5.87. And I was like, I actually thought, wow, can you believe almost a full second gain at sea level? And then it went 5.86 and 5.84 and so on. So yeah, it just proves that the Ranger Raptor, given one-on-one, fair for fair, apples for apples, test conditions, has now moved into the sub-6s. I mean, that's into like crazy territory for a turn-off ton bucky to do a 5.84. I mean, come on, it's just crazy.
Yeah, just in terms of bucky stakes here, before we say in which kind of company it finds itself in now, is we just take a step back and we look at the whole bucky picture. Before this Raptor, the fastest production double cab bucky you've tested was the previous gen VW Amarok, which was the 190 kilowatt Amarok, and that did a 814. Now to go from 814 as the previous record to 584, that's not even the same ballpark almost.
No, in road testing terms, I mean, I know we get all pedantic and we say 1/10 is big and 0.2 of a second, but that's what people benchmark as 0 to 100, and that's what they measure. 1/10 is a lot. 3 seconds is just another universe. I honestly can't see any other bucky in the coming years getting close. It'll have to be something special, unique. I mean, is Toyota in their next gen gonna react to Ranger? They haven't so far. Maybe in their next gen Hilux, would they react to this Raptor, this all-destroying Raptor, and go do something bizarre, like put the 3.5 litre turbocharged LC300 engine in a Hilux? If they don't and nobody else does, Ranger's going to rule the roost for years to come. I mean, it's just how it's going to be.
Well, speaking of Toyota, that engine is, of course, in their Dakar bucky, their T1 Plus, so you never know. But speaking about new territory, this Raptor finds itself in, to go from 0 to 105.84. We'll go into this in a podcast down the line in more detail. But Mark, where does this fit into the all of cars territory?
Oh, we're gonna pull some data. I've got lots of years and years of data. We'll have a look, but I think we're going to get a big surprise in terms of what 2.5 ton double cab bucky on all-terrain tires can defeat. There's going to be a lot of very, very expensive and fast cars that would be humbled by a Raptor. We'll obviously discuss that in the next podcast, but in bucky terms now, the Raptor gets to 180 k's an hour. It's speed limiter, and yes, people say you don't drive on your speed limiter and you shouldn't. It's South Africa, but let's be honest, that's exactly it. It is South Africa. People drive fast all day, every day because they just do, and the car's rated at 180 k's an hour. It goes there. It's electronic speed limiter, but it gets there in like 650 meters. I mean, the all-encompassing second up Amarok didn't even get to 180 in a kilometer. I mean, that's over 300 meters difference. I mean, 300 meters is like 3 rugby fields if you put the Raptor against the next fastest bucky. And then you must know that the sort of lesser buckies, and I say that with respect, 2-liter bar turbos and that, they don't even get to 160 in 800 meters. So, yeah, Raptor's next universe. And when we chat again, we'll put into perspective what that means against some sort of silly comparisons. But you think you got a hot hatch or you got a fast sedan, well, I've got a Ranger Raptor that'll probably take you out.
Oh, for sure. I mean, some guy pulling up next to you at a traffic light in a Raptor, there might be some interesting contest going on. But yeah, we look forward to that one, Mark, while you get some data for us together. And the next time we speak, we're going to put it against the likes of, there will be a odd Golf GTI, maybe a Golf R chucked in there, Honda Civic Type R. It's going to be very interesting. But for now, that was all from me, Jaco van der Merwe. Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Pit Stop. I was joined by Mark Jones. See you next time.